I know.
Thank you, Coach. This is really, really a tremendous honor to be here tonight and speak at really one of the best award nights, as far as I'm concerned, that I've been to. This is a kind of a full circle night personally for me. I was actually, believe it or not, on the stage 20 years ago as a recipient of the award, and I remember the feeling about how excited and proud I was. But as time went on, I really started to appreciate just what it meant to be, chosen for this particular award. So for the group of young men who are, in front of me, on the side of me, they've accomplished so much already at this point in their lives. But the best part about it is there's so much more to come for them. They've done outstanding things. They made their schools proud. So on behalf of West Essex High School, myself, I'd like to congratulate Peter Norton and the rest of these young men on really a truly great honor. I also would like to quickly congratulate Mr. Steve Tober, who has done a great job covering Essex County sports for the past decade. Our players really, really love and enjoy the articles and photographs and the coverage of our school. So again, Mr. Tober, another West Essex graduate, congratulations. I also want to take a minute to congratulate someone who is really, really deserving of his award tonight, Dave Drozdjak. I am a proud, fortunate head football coach at West Essex High School, and there's a reason why our school is so successful on the football field. It has a lot to do with that man over there, Mr. Ronanello, who was my head football coach, who started or built a program that was failing in the mid-'80s and achieved some great things, and then Coach Droz took over in the mid-'90s, and really he's a great coach. His on-the-field accomplishments you'll hear about, I'm sure, later on from Mr. Penchator. But he's even a better person, and for those of you that know him, will truly back me on that statement. I learned a lot from him as a coach, as a person, as a man, and Coach Droz, there's no one more deserving of the award tonight, so again, Coach Droz, congrats. And last but not least, Mr. Penchator approached me in the wintertime at a track meet and told me that they were going to honor my father for this award, contributions to youth football. And at first I was surprised, excited, proud. And then I started to think, that this is really a deserving award to someone who's done, really so much. And you think about the impact that youth sports has on especially football. You think about those people that do what they do for nothing. Weekends, nighttime, summertime, long car rides, weigh-ins, if you happen to be like my brother and I. Post-game meals that, again, probably cost him quite a bit over the years after our games were over. But he always coached with a lot of passion, intensity, dedication. He had what I refer to as an old school mentality and an old school coaching approach. Now, today, in this climate and day and age, some of his coaching methods and tactics probably might not go over too well. And, the older athletes in the room would understand, and coaches. I liken it to an episode of The Sopranos meeting Hard Knocks. I think that's the best way for me to describe some of his coaching methods. But in all seriousness, he taught, like many of the other coaches that I had through the years, tough love and life lessons, responsibility, ownership of actions, accountability. Sometimes I think that gets lost in athletics and education, being accountable for what it is you do and don't do. And then competitiveness. I very often get labeled as being overly competitive, if there is such a thing. And yeah, I do not like to lose, as I think a lot of coaches don't and shouldn't. But I think that's a compliment, to be overly competitive. And I feel as though I get that trait and characteristic from my father. If you don't do something about losing, then you'll find it very hard to succeed in anything in life. Another lesson that I learned through the years of being coached by my dad. You also have to enjoy the game. It is a wonderful game. It's a great game. It teaches you so many life lessons. And going to practice every day and being taught by people like my father and Tom DiNardo and other great coaches at the Pee Wee level, we had fun. We wanted to go to practice. We wanted to enjoy it. And then we achieved really great successes. I'm proud to say that as a Fairfield Falcon, which is one of the feeder programs for West Essex, I never lost a game, which is really strange to think about, but I didn't learn how to lose until I was a freshman in high school, and even then we didn't lose very much, which is pretty nice. From a personal perspective, I want to thank my father for a lot of things, and literally, from the time I started playing sports, he never missed a game, which is really, really important for me to know he was there supporting us. Whether I was a head baseball coach at Glenridge for a while, to now today where I coach West Essex football games, he's always there, and his early arrivals at games are somewhat legendary and renowned. For instance, if my mother, who was also a huge supporter, by the way, of our program, and/or my wife and children want to go to a game with him, they better find a ride if they're not ready 2 hours before the game starts. And it doesn't matter where they're going, he will be there at least 2 hours. Now, I'm not sure when he gets there if he helps set the field up or if he starts cooking the chicken parm sandwiches in the snack bar, but he's there early, and when our special teams comes up, he can always be found in the same spot, awaiting with excitement the game. During the game, he has a spot where the administration and the police officers know where he goes. It's in the west end of the field, near the long jump pit, in case you care. He's secluded from the crowd. Now, I think he wants you to think that he wants to focus on the game without any distractions, but here's why he's there, and it's really in large part directed by me. Any criticisms at all of his son's coaching, could result in, we'll just say, a little bit of tension, and so therefore he is removed. After all, he is from the North Ward of Newark and a Barringer graduate in 1966. Again, in all seriousness, I want to conclude with the fact that he is and has been my biggest fan, which is tremendous, as well as for my brother and sister who played sports their whole entire lives. This job can be very stressful at times. The head coaches understand that, and it's nice to have that kind of support. Any success that I've had as a coach, father, or a person will and can be attributed, to the characteristics and lessons that I've gotten and learned from my father. So it's my pleasure to call up to the podium for what I'm sure will be a brief but heartfelt response, Mario Benequista.
My wife told me not to curse, and I'm not. Well, I don't know if I could talk after that introduction. When I first learned about the award, I was thinking about ways and words that could go back to all the memories that these people have given me. My children, guys that played football for us, and the coaches. The best word I could think of was thankful. I'm thankful for my wife, my family, and friends. I'm thankful for the coaches that went out of their way for my kids. And I'm thankful for all the people that are here tonight. The truth of the matter is, when they told me about the award, I thought it was kind of silly that I could get an award for doing something I love, which is coaching or sitting in the stands. Now, I'm going to screw this up, I know. And the truth of the matter is that after Tom told me about the award, I had to really think hard about what I was going to say. In closing, though, I'd like to thank everybody, my friends, my family that are here. I'd like these guys to get a nice round of applause, and I thank you all very much.